Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Mercedes. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. And today we are going to do a get ready with me chit chat. It's been a while since I've done a chit chat video and a makeup video at the same time, so bear with me. We're just gonna pretend like we're on FaceTime. Y'all are one of my friends and I'm just gonna be talking y'all ears off. There's so much to talk about, but at the same time I don't really know what I'm gonna talk about. So I have this new e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. Y'all know I got dry skin, so I've been trying to glow up a little bit. With that said, this is kind of gonna be like a life update. What's been going on with me. I know I made a post, like a comment on Instagram, and I was like, you know, seasonal depression is real and your girl was going through it. I'm not gonna lie. And it's just simply because around the holidays I do get like sad and emotional, just because if you guys don't know, my brother has been missing for 9 years. He went missing right before Thanksgiving and his birthday is in December, so you can imagine how much that affects somebody's mental. It's one thing to have closure and be able to say, oh well, I know what happened and life goes on, right? But it's another thing to never know and just be out here wondering what if, coulda, shoulda, woulda, possibilities. Your brain, it just seems like it just never rests because you're always coming up with something new or some rhetoric of what you think could have happened or what possibly could have happened. I mean, at this time I have finally come to a conclusion, like, he's no longer with us, and it's hard to say, it's hard to speak on it like that, like, because I don't have that closure. I don't have, a grave, or I didn't have a funeral I could attend. It's just something that I have to tell my brain, and it's hard. It really, really is. So that was a reason why I think I went into such a blah mode. And then the shooting at the freaking state fair did it for me. Like, it blew my mind that could happen in a space where there's so many young kids, there's so many babies and strollers. It was just like the worst feeling, even though it was like, okay, at the end of the day it was a targeted event, but it's just like, I mean, like a targeted shooting, but in that moment your brain don't know that. So that was another thing, and I felt like I had to be strong because my daughter was with me, so I couldn't like break down and have a moment. Like, I still haven't like really understood the capacity that was. It was terrifying. It was terrifying. People running everywhere. You got your kid praying she doesn't get trampled over. She's crying. She's traumatized, as she should be. It's just like, as a mother, it's like you think about trying to protect and don't bring harm to your kids, but still allow them to live life and enjoy things. Mariah's been going to the fair since she was a baby probably, and I've always taken her to the fair. Now, have I ever taken her to the fair on a Saturday? Probably not. Have I ever stayed late at the fair as I did? Probably not, but I was with my dad and his wife and her daughter. But it was such a crazy feeling. I still can't explain the feeling, but if I'm looking over here, it's because the mirror's over there. Yeah, that happened, and that just like really messed up my mood, because I'm just like, this world is so crazy. And then I'm such an empath because I feel everything, like the wars, the struggle that people are going through. Like, people are struggling, and I don't think people realize it. On social media, life is just going on, and I understand life must go on, but I watch a few influencers and I have not seen not one of them talk about how hard it is for some people today, and how maybe taking a break from influencing and overconsumption would kind of help these people feel like they're not missing out. Because I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to have the things that these influencers are bringing to them, and it's really not necessary. Like, we live in such a social media world that everything on social media you gotta have, you gotta do, you gotta participate in, you gotta drive this car, you gotta have this phone, you gotta have this bag, you gotta have this house. And it's just like, no, you don't. I'm so ready for the world to go back to individualism, not in a sense of like we're all separated, we're not a community, but in a sense where everybody has their own originality, everybody is doing their own thing. And I get, like, even growing up, you know, we had different trends. Like, we would wear the shirts on top of the collar shirts in high school. That was a trend. The beaded jewelry, that was a trend. But at the same time, people made it their own. Like, it was a trend, but you would see people switching it up and doing it differently and making it their own, even though it was a trend. I don't see that today. I'm trying to find my concealer. Oh, I know where it's at. I don't see that today. I mean, maybe, and people will be like, well, it's what you watch and it's who you choose to watch. But I honestly, if you take a look at the top influencers, it's like watching the same person to me, in my opinion. But I'm gonna make a whole nother video on things that I plan to leave in 2023, and I'm gonna talk about that in that video. We're not gonna talk about it here. So outside of that, outside of like my mental health, I'm doing a lot better. Just trying to get back to being consistent and being productive, because it can get you down and make you not want to do anything. Ooh, anything. When I tell you anything, I mean, your girl I was struggling. It was some days where I just didn't want to get out the bed. It was rough. But we're doing a lot better, to say the least. A lot better, okay? So don't think that I'm just like losing my mind. I'm doing a lot better, but I felt the need to tell you guys because I just left that comment and came back to posting like everything's all good. But I hope that the videos, that the vlogs, you guys, I talked about the shooting at the fair. I did talk about that. So I feel like it was my duty to come and just do a sit down and kind of tell you guys how I've been mentally. But the end of the year always does something to me. I feel like it makes me a little more motivated because I feel like I have something to look forward to, like a new year, new things, new beginnings. I don't know why. Look, my child using my stuff, because this is a contour brush and she up in here using it for her own good. But outside of mental health, I have been doing nothing. I am still, okay, let me just say this. I haven't been on a date in like 2 years. Because why? I have zero interest. I don't do anything. First of all, I don't do anything. Okay, I have had contact with men who've been interested, but it's just, have I been interested in them? Have I even given it much thought? No. Have I given my number to anybody? No. Have I had conversations outside of a meet and greet? No, I haven't. And it's bad. Because normally, like, in my singleness, I would still like communicate with somebody. I would have like a little, you know, like somebody to talk to. But no, this singleness, I've been single. Like, you don't even gotta ask me, are you single? Are you single? Because it's just non-existent. But I've also been on my celibacy journey, and it's not because I'm waiting on somebody. It's not because like I don't have the opportunity to go out and do that. I feel like that these days is so easy to do, but it's just been like I don't have any interest to give myself to anybody. Like, I don't. And I'm not just making it seem like I'm just, oh, almighty and I'm just God's good thing to earth. I'm not trying to say it like that. I just don't feel like I just be so disgusted these days with just people in general. It's scary these days as well. You don't really know people. You don't be knowing these people. These people be crazy, and just thinking about giving my body to people and transferring that energy. Like, yes, I have never been a person to just be able to with somebody. I've just never been that person. It's just not me. It's just not who I am. I've never been that person. I can't. If I don't like you, if I have no interest, no attachment, no feelings towards you, I cannot play with you. It's just that simple. And so, like, when people be like, oh, you ain't been celibate that long, that's a lie, that's just impossible, how you do it? It's just like, it's actually very easy. It's actually really easy, especially for somebody like me. When I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you. But if I'm not attracted to you, there's nothing that I can do about it. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just, it is what it is at that point. So stuff like that comes easy to me. I don't see how it'd be hard for people to, oh, I can't go that long without what? It's very easy for me. Like, not having that energy on me, not attracting that those soul ties, not it's very easy to me, because I feel like once you introduce that to a situation or a relationship, it be chaos after that, especially if y'all not compatible, y'all just doing stuff to be doing stuff. So yeah, that's real. Like, I don't know what it is when it comes to relationships. I've always, when I was younger, I used to like talk to people, date, like it was easy. And now I feel like I'm very picky. And it's sad to say, people will say, oh, you're just mean, you just don't give nobody a chance. And that's not the case. I give people chances. It's just like, I have to see something in you. And if I don't see it in you, if I don't feel nothing, if I, like, before you can even take me on a date, it gotta be something there. I don't just go on dates with anybody. I'm not just about to sit and eat a free meal with somebody that I don't know, or don't, not even, I'm not gonna say I don't know, because I'm still getting to know you, but like, I haven't had multiple conversations with you. I don't know your likes, I don't know your dislikes, I don't know your personality at all. Like, I don't like going into stuff blind. I want to get a feel for you. I want to observe the way you are, and not just with me, with other people. I can't be the only one. So yeah, your girl is single. And I'm gonna be straight up transparent. I tried dating apps, and when I say try dating apps, y'all, I don't be swiping on them things. I make a profile, I see how many people swipe on me, and I'd be like, no, what am I doing? What am I doing? I can't do this. Or I'll see somebody that I know or know of, and I'd be like, delete. Let me get off this thing. What am I doing? That's literally what it'd be like. I've never went on a date from a dating app. So it's like, what is the point of getting on the dating app if you're not going to date Mercedes? I know men be like, oh, I swiped on her and she ain't never swipe on me, or that, like, and I hate that for them, because why be that person? I don't want to be that person. So I just have to remove myself from dating apps. I don't know what I'm doing to my face, y'all. I'm just doing something. I literally do not have a makeup routine anymore. As long as it looks natural and it looks cute and it looks good enough for me, I'm good. I have this powder, but I do have the Laura Mercier powder, but I also have this powder, and I don't know which one I want to use for these under eyes, but I'm kind of just letting the concealer sit, because my eyes definitely be creasing. So I just let this concealer sit for a while before I go in and clean it up and then bake. So yeah, what else? Another reason why I felt like I was like having like my mental play with is because I have not seen none of my friends since August, and it's December. Yeah, normally I'm like good with not having to see my friends like every day or so, but like at one point I was seeing them like every weekend. We would do something, we would have something planned, we would go somewhere, you know. I would have them to talk to, but I haven't had that. So that's been hard too, like not having anybody to talk to. And I feel like me and my friends, it's gonna sound so bad, but I don't think we're as open as we possibly could be anymore. As we've gotten older, it's like everybody's dealing with stuff. Nobody wants to trauma dump their situations on each other. So it's just like when we get together, we keep it very light. And I know that's crazy because it's like, what are friends for? But honestly, I've always been a person to deal with stuff on my own. Like, I will tell a little bit, but I will never tell like everything that I'm going through to friends, family. I've always been that way. Even when I get on here and I make these videos and I try to be transparent with you guys, it's always me knowing my limits, because everybody on the internet don't mean you well. Everybody on the internet don't want to see you succeed, don't want to see you do well, aren't happy for you, aren't rooting for you. A lot of them be watching you and they just want to see what you're going through. If you're down and out, if you're struggling, they don't want to see you happy and jolly and, you know, living life. And that's the unfortunate truth about the internet, okay? I need to put some lip gloss on because my lips, I know y'all looking at my lips like, girl, dude. And then I put the pinkest lip. I don't know where my fancy is. Hopefully, oh, I could have just put this on. This is Drika's fruit butter. I don't even think she has this one anymore. I think she has a different one. I need to go in there and order some stuff from her on my lips because look at the little rough. But yeah, you guys, so I don't know. I feel like that all of that played a role in like me feeling down and out, because like I ain't seen my friends. I don't know how y'all doing, and y'all know I haven't been on social media, so like I've talked to my best friend, but I haven't really like had the chance to just talk about whatever. We normally be talking about all kinds of stuff, like the world. We just talked about going to some concerts, which I still haven't looked at the J. Cole concert thing. Like, I talked to them, but it's not like we haven't had full-blown conversations. We just, hey, what you doing? Hey, I seen this. Hey, did you see this? Type of conversations. We haven't even been sending each other like TikToks. There was one point like we were sending each other different TikToks. And I just feel like life been life and for everybody, you know? So yeah, but me and my best friend's supposed to go out to eat either this weekend or next weekend, but I haven't even looked at places. So hopefully we can get in somewhere, have a sit down and eat. And then Malaya is leaving for the holidays. She's going with her dad for Christmas, which I always try to encourage like Malaya to go with her dad. I'm not that mom who, no, I want her for the holidays, or I'll let her, like, of course I want my child for the holidays, but I always try to encourage her to go and, you know, spend time with her other family, because that is just as important as spending time with me and her, this side of the family. I always want her to have like a close relationship with her siblings on her dad's side, because I don't plan on having no more kids. Travel, what's on your mind, talk to somebody. Like, I don't have, you know, I don't have a partner, I don't have my friends to like, I haven't had my friends to like just talk to, even if like nothing's really going on. It's just society as a whole weighing down on me. Like, that's, I think, what's going on. Like, I don't have anything major going on, everything's the same, but it's just like the weight of society and everything going on in the world. I would want somebody to unpack that and talk to them about it, like have those type of conversations. I've been thinking about just starting the podcast that I've been wanting to start, and I was supposed to start with my friend, but it just didn't work out. So I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and start those episodes so that I can, for one, have an outlet and talk about different things going on in society, and you guys will have that outlet as well if that's something that you guys may be missing or whatever. But I don't know. I know I started the podcast, I did the channel, I did everything that I was supposed to do with the podcast, and it just, I wanted other people along that journey with me, and sometimes you gotta do stuff alone and stop being so scared to do it and feel like you need other people to do certain things. And I think that's a big one for me. But honestly, I feel like everything that I do in life, I do it alone. So having somebody to do something with was encouraging, and I wanted that. But like, life be life, and people be having other things going on, so it's just tough. Okay, it's just tough. So I think that's something I'm still going to pursue. Let me know if you guys are interested in just like a single person podcast. That's the only thing that worries me, like a one person podcast. But not like the podcast today. No, like a different type of podcast, a different type of a feeling when it comes to podcasts. Because the podcast today, men and women, they be getting on my nerves. Now, but you know, whatever. We're not even gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. Because that's gonna be in the next video too. I'm telling y'all, y'all gotta, that video is gonna be very controversial, but I'm gonna do it anyways, because why not? So yeah, you guys, outside of that, nothing has really been going on. It's the same old thing. I've been unmotivated. I've been inconsistent, definitely. And I feel like I had a reason. Okay, a lot was happening. Mentally, a lot was happening, but I think I'm okay. Like, I'm doing good. I am okay. I'm trying to get into fixing myself up. That's why I'm doing this Get Ready With Me. But like, I'm not even into the things that I used to be into. I was watching a video back because I'm trying to do like a 2-year update to that video, and I was looking at my lashes on that video, and I was like, girl, why? But back then I probably thought they were so cute, but today I'm like, why they so big? And they're not even the typical big lashes that you see a lot of girls wear today, but they was big to me. Now that I can even like putting on lashes, like I like a super natural look, and I don't even have natural lashes. Like my natural lashes are non-existent, but I'd rather deal with them than fake lashes because I haven't found any good natural looking lashes. Like all the lashes that I have be in your face, or that I find. I was gonna do like my eyebrows. Even my eyebrows, I don't even fill them in no more, and that's why I can't find my eyebrow fill in. I was just gonna do it for the video, but I can't find it. This is like an all-purpose stick, multi-purpose stick by Ilia, I think, and I'm just gonna use it as some blush, a natural blush. All natural blush. So yeah, that's about it, y'all. I don't really know what else to talk about. Is our FaceTime done? Am I gonna have to call y'all back? What else has been going on? We're gonna take the Julius Palace. I don't know. Do y'all got a brother or uncle or cousin? Because your girl is tired of being in her singleness. I think what I need to do is just start getting out the house and going places. But the places that I be going to, I was talking to one of my coworkers, and they're like, you know, set yourself up to meet the type of person that you want to meet. If you want to meet a quality, God-fearing man, then you have to show up at those places. And there's not a lot of places they're going to be at. And I think that's my problem. Like, I be going to Ross, Marshalls, Home Goods. I'll go to North Park every now and again, but that's mainly couples there. Restaurants, I be going, if I go to a restaurant, I be picking the most craziest spots. Like, I'd be like, oh, let's go to Texas Roadhouse. And that's not a crazy spot, but the location, it'd be the most craziest, randomest spot. And I'm like, this is why you can't find no man. Because look where you chose to eat at. If you know anything about Dallas, you can be driving on the highway and you could be going from North Dallas, you can end up in the middle of Dallas in the little rough parts and don't even know it. I'm telling you. And it can happen very quickly. So it's a work in progress, y'all. I'm a work in progress. Lastly, I'm gonna put some mascara on these lashes. Y'all have to bear with my items because my child likes to play in my stuff. Why she like to play with me, I don't know. But I let her wear makeup every now and then. It's not like an everyday thing. But then she be doing the most. She be taking it overboard. I've been looking at like the qualities that I want in my spouse. I have to not be a hypocrite when it comes to certain stuff. For the longest I was saying, oh, I want a God-fearing man. But are you a God-fearing woman? And I'm very transparent. I just started my walk with God. Like, I really just started getting into the Bible more. Now, this is something that I've always wanted to do, don't get me wrong, but I kept like, I was very lukewarm. No, if you're gonna do it right and be all in, do it how you do everything else, and it's actually do it better than you do everything else. So I had to stop being a hypocrite with some of my wants and desires in a man. I've never been like, oh, I want a 6-figure earner. Oh, I want a man with no kids. I've never been that type of woman, coming from a woman who's had a child out of wedlock, who's building her relationship with God, who's walking that journey. So I had to like really take a look in the mirror and be real with myself. So honestly, the qualities of a man that I desire is very simple. Somebody who's honest, respectful, who's is willing to understand. You know, we are different. We all have struggles. We all have battles, but understand that we can get through whatever it is. We can work through it. If they have an issue with something that I'm doing, I'm lacking, communicate that. Like, having open communication, and not just communicating, but communicating to understand. I feel like we just be talking to get a point across half the time, and nothing is resolved and nothing gets solved because we're just going at each other because we don't know how to properly communicate and listen. So, moral to this FaceTime call, I'm a work in progress. I'll be the first to admit it. I am a work in progress, and God is working on me, okay? So we're getting there. And I'm so proud of me because despite my circumstances, despite things that I went through, lessons that I had to learn, I think I came out okay. I think I came out okay. Am I perfect? Do I have things that I can work on? Absolutely. But every day I am fighting those generational curses. Every day I am trying to be better. Every day I'm just trying to do good. Like, I don't have any desire to cause harm to anybody. I want everybody to win. I want things to go well for everyone in this life. I want to see everybody succeed. Like, I am that person. If I've ever caused ill will towards anyone, it was never done purposely. Maybe I was, going through my own hurt. Maybe I was, going through some, and there's no excuse, granted, but like, I'm trying to say, if I ever was that person in your life, gang, I apologize, because I never want to be that person. And that's the growth that I've seen in myself. I don't think I've ever been that person, but I'm saying sometimes we're oblivious to the things we can say, we can do that hurt people, and we don't even realize it, like, I'm not perfect. I don't want to judge you for your path, for your walk. I don't want to be that person. Even if I don't agree with whatever lifestyle or thing that you're doing. Even if I don't agree, I don't want to be the person to try to tear you down or judge you for it. But I do want everybody to do good. I want everybody to mean well. In a perfect world, I know, but I seriously want everybody to win in life. And I hope that we conquer every demon that we may face, every battle that we may go through, the evilness amongst us. I hope that at the end of the day, you just try to be a good person. And I'm learning that just being a good person is not good enough. And that's why I am on my walk with God, because there's a lot of things that I've changed in my life, but it's not good enough for me. And this is why I'm on the journey that I'm on, because yes, you know, I may be kind, I may try to do the right thing, I may not steal, I may not curse, I may not drink alcohol anymore, but it still is not good enough. You know, it's still work to be done, is basically what I'm saying, because none of us are perfect, right? And we mess up, we fall off, we fall short, but at the end of the day, as long as you're trying to do the right thing, I think that is what matters, because we live in a world where there's so much bad, there's so much evil, and it's hard to remain a good person. It's hard, but I think when you do it, it says a lot about your character, and it says a lot about God being in you. So at the end of the day, hope you guys enjoyed this FaceTime call. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, comment, share with a friend, all of that good stuff. And I'll call y'all back a little later.